Ever pondered over how to cook the perfect steak? Well, that's what we're here to unravel today. The journey to a juicy, delicious steak begins with selecting the right cut. Next, gather your ingredients. A good quality beef steak, salt, pepper, oil, butter, garlic, and some fresh thyme for that aromatic finish. Ensure your steak is at room temperature and pat it dry with a paper towel before you begin. Remember, the secret to a delicious steak starts with the right prep. Now let's get cooking. Now that we've got our steak prepped, it's time to get it on the heat. We'll start by heating our pan over high heat. We want it hot, really hot. This will help us achieve a beautiful, savory crust on our steak. Once the pan is heated, we'll add a little oil, just enough to coat the bottom of the pan. Now here's the fun part. We'll place our steak in the hot pan, hearing that satisfying sizzle as it hits the surface. We're looking to sear the steak on each side for an equal amount of time. Why? Well, it's all about even cooking. We want our steak to have a uniformly delicious taste and texture throughout. As our steak sears, we'll add a good chunk of butter, a couple cloves of garlic, and a few sprigs of thyme to the pan. These will infuse the butter with their flavors, creating a rich, aromatic basting liquid. We'll spoon this infused butter over the steak repeatedly. This not only adds flavor, but also helps the steak cook evenly. Remember, we want to avoid overcooking. That's where a meat thermometer comes in handy. We're aiming for a temperature of 125 degrees Fahrenheit for a medium rare steak. And there we have it, a perfectly cooked steak. Seared to perfection and basted in flavorful infused butter, but we're not done just yet. Here's a step many overlook, but it's crucial: resting the steak. Why, you might ask? This allows the juices, which have been pushed to the center by the heat, time to redistribute throughout the steak. This ensures every bite is as flavorful and juicy as possible. But how do you rest a steak? Simply tent it with a piece of foil and let it sit for about 5 minutes. Patience is key, my friends. Now, on to cutting the steak. It's important to cut against the grain, that is perpendicular to the direction of the muscle fibers. This shortens the fibers, making the steak easier to chew and thus more tender. So, there you have it, the perfect steak, cooked and served with excellence. Remember, the right prep, careful cooking, and proper rest are all you need to serve up a steakhouse-worthy meal right from your own kitchen. Bon appetit!